Hello everyone, this is Carla and welcome back to the studio and thank you for joining me for the monthly Christmas card inspiration. So the whole idea behind all the monthly Christmas card inspiration videos that I do on the first of each month is to give you a little inspiration to create simple, easy, mass producible cards that you can make throughout the year if you want to create your Christmas cards throughout the year. So then that way, come December, all you have to do is just write them out, address the envelopes, and mail them. So for this month, I will be featuring the Jingle 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 stamp set. This stamp set, I really should have checked, but I think this was either in our last holiday mini catalog for 2023 or it was for the holiday mini in 2022. It's pretty bad that I can't remember which one. I know it's a recent set, so actually I think it was 2022 when this stamp set was out. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. So this is stamp set that we'll be featuring for this month's Christmas card inspiration. So to get started, I have a piece of real red cardstock. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. I have a piece of basic white. This measures 5.25 by 4. And then I have another piece of basic white. This measures 3.5 by 1. So to start off, I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside. And then for the color of inks that I will be using for this project, I'll be using Daffodil Delight, Real Red, and Shaded Spruce. So I'm going to start off with my Real Red, and I'm going to bring in the stamp of the little candy cane, and I'm going to randomly stamp these. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to stamp my greeting first, so then that way that's in place, and then I can just stamp around it. So Shaded Spruce, and I'm going to bring in the stamp that says "'Tis the Season to Be," and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to come about, I would say about halfway, and I'm going to stamp it over. Well, it's not really halfway, but I'm going to stamp it over to the left-hand side. Then I'm going to move that out of the way and bring in the Real Red. And now I'll go and randomly stamp these candy canes. Now some of these are going to be covered up with the other piece of cardstock that will have another part to the greeting on it. Let's see, I'll add one more right there. Okay, so I'm done with the Real Red at the moment, so I'll put that aside. Then I'm going to bring in that Shaded Spruce, and I'm going to bring in this little stamp with a jingle bell on it, and I'm going to randomly stamp these as well. Okay, that's good. Alright, I'm going to set this aside because I'll be using this color again in a little bit. Then I'm going to bring in the star, and actually that's the wrong star. I want the one that is solid, and that one's an outline. Okay. So let me mount that. and bring in my Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of fill in between the candy cane and that jingle bell. And I think I will add one more right over there. Okay, so I'm done with Daffodil Delight. And I will take this piece and I will glue it down to my card base. And I'll center that. Okay, and then I'll close this up because I am done with the glue. Now I'll set that aside and I'm going to bring in this strip. Now I'm also going to bring in my silicone craft sheet. Now the only reason I'm bringing this in is so then that way I can see my piece of white cardstock a little bit better. So I'm going to bring in the outline and then the filler piece that both say Jolly. And I'm going to start off with my shaded spruce. And I'm going to ink up the outline. And I'm going to stamp that right in the middle. Now the letters are a little offset a bit, so it's not going to be straight, so that helps a little bit in lining it up. Then I'm done with the shaded spruce and I'm going to bring in the real red and I'm going to ink up this filler piece and I'm going to kind of line that up. Now it's not going to be perfect, but I do want to try to get within the outline the best that I can. Okay, so as you can see, it doesn't fill it all the way in. There will be some white around that filler piece. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. And I'm going to add 3 to the back of this. Okay, and then I'm going to place this right here under the Tis the Season to be, and it's going to be more in the center, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in the Tinsel Gems 4-pack. This is currently in our annual catalog. And this color here is shaded spruce. So I'm going to add a few of these onto this card. Let's see, we got one up there. And then we'll put one more right there. Okay, so that is our first card. On to our second. Okay, so for my second card, I have a piece of basic white thick. This measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of the Celebrate Everything DSP. This measures 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of Pool Party that measures 5.5 by 2 1/4, and a piece of basic white that measures 5.5 by 2. So to start off on my piece of white, I am going to use the greeting that says jingle. So there's an outer piece, an outline piece, and a filler piece. And I'm going to use my shaded spruce. And I'm going to ink up this outline. And I'm going to stamp that up near the top and in the center. And then while I have that open, I'm going to get the greeting that says all the way. And I'm going to stamp that right down here off to the right. Okay, and then I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to bring in my Pool Party ink. So I'm going with the colors that are in this DSP. And I'm going to get the filler piece for Jingle. And I'm going to ink that up. And I'm just going to put that right in within the outline. And again, it's not going to completely fill in, so I'm just trying to get it as close as I can to within the lines. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in that little jingle bell stamp again, and I'm going to stamp 3 of these right along the bottom here, like so. And then I'll close that up. And then I'm going to bring in my shaded spruce again, and then there's a little bow that I'm going to stamp that right on top of these jingle bells. Okay, so that's all the stamping. So I'm going to take this piece and my glue, and I'm going to adhere that to my piece of Pool Party. I'm going to center that, and it's going to go from end to end. So I just want to try and have an even border between the top and the bottom. I got some glue on my fingers. Okay. And then I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. And then I'm going to adhere my DSP to my card base. Whoa. Try not dropping it and getting glue all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to center that on my card base. Okay, so I'm done with the liquid glue. And I'm going to bring in my dimensionals, and I'm going to add some to the back of this piece. Okay, and then I'm just going to center that. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in my Tinsel Gems 4-pack again. And I'm going to use these shaded spruce embellishments again. Put one there. And I'll add one up there and another one. Place that one right down here. Okay, so that is our second card. So let me remove this and let me bring in the first card that we made. So we did one that says "'Tis the season to be jolly," and this one that says "Jingle all the way." So again, the whole idea of these monthly Christmas card inspiration videos is to give you some inspiration if you want to create your Christmas cards throughout the year. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It does help me in not only growing the channel, but also helps me in building my Stampin' Up! Business. So I thank you for joining me. Y'all have a blessed one. Bye-bye.